study, the metropolitan study, had some districts that are seeing high percentages of their kids in those subgroups passing, and maybe engaging with them of what's going on. I don't know, so just kind of some brainstorming of, and then for us as a board to also gain a better understanding of what we're doing so that we don't propose things and then have us go, well, we've been doing that for 5 years or something like that. So making sure that we are really rock solid on what are we already doing within the district. I don't know, that was just kind of some.
So,
My brain's been chewing on it.
to quantify that a little bit, I'm hearing that the board would do some joint reading and research, increase its knowledge. Is that, am I hearing that
We definitely talked about
correctly?
that 2 weeks ago, right? I think we have this understanding that we need to have a better understanding about.
Like you said, I think what makes it difficult is we're already doing things. And so, not that we don't want, we do want to be at the forefront and recognizing when there are new methods or ways of doing things that are tried, that have been shown to be effective, right? So we want to be in the new research, but then I also want to know, how do we find out with what we're doing, is this working? And when I look at the data, our achievement gap isn't changing, our opportunity gap isn't changing. So there could be a lot of reasons for that. It could be that our population of free reduced lunch is getting bigger, our minority population is getting bigger that don't have the same resources, so there could be many things that are affecting it. It doesn't mean that our programs aren't effective, but it's very difficult to find out our program's effective, because if something isn't, we should be saying, this doesn't work, let's stop doing this, or it's maybe only helping, like you said, 5 students, but it's really not the most, and so it's how do we, what kind of research do we engage, what Sandy said, but at the same time, with the current programs we're doing, what kind of research do we engage in? I think that's where maybe we can bring in an outside, one of these people that we've been, one of these companies that we've been using that does qualitative research, and have them look at 3 or 4 of our programs, you know, and be able to come up with a way to tell us this is effective or this isn't. Or if we don't know, then maybe we need to rethink it.
Well, I think there are examples of that. I mean, we had I think ELL is a good example. You know, that started with researchers from Washington State University coming over and doing a thorough analysis of not only our data, but all of our programs. It was both qualitative and quantitative research. And then that fed into the work of the task force as they looked at best practices that research would say. And then they put together the task force plan that's now in its first year of implementation. And then if you go back to the municipal league report, I mean, you know, you got to give 3 to 5 years for any new initiative like that to really start to show, to demonstrate whether or not it's having its intended effect. So, but I think that's an example of where you know, there was external validation, external resources brought into bear, somebody else taking a look at our program, comparing it to you know, what research would say is effective practice. You know, trying to take into account all the variables of our district, from size of population to, you know.
Was that done before I even knew?
Yeah.
That part of it was.
Jen and I sat down with a researcher and did some work.
So maybe for, like, when there's, that would be a good thing for new board members maybe to have is some, I think I've seen that somewhere, but I don't, and I think I've seen, I know I've seen it mentioned, but I don't know that I really grasped onto it as one, here's one thing, so then I'm gonna be coming from a different place than you guys because I'm not recognizing that, oh, we did this.
I think that's all been provided a couple of different times. I would say in the you know, in the special education arena, I mean, one of the, you know, the changes that we've made in our programs at the elementary level kind of followed a similar trajectory of looking at how to structure those programs, restructure those programs, and you know, that's a work in progress for sure, like the ELL. But you know, sometimes that's too. It's that process of you know, getting the staff who are part of those programs to invest and buy into new thoughts and new ways of doing things. And, you know, that's I think a really good example of, you know, there's a fair amount of resistance that had to be addressed as a part of that. Just whether the programs were effective or not over time, they were time honored and cherished by lots of people.
So what about when